Welcome back, everybody, to Out of the Park. Quadruple header today, as previously mentioned, but we've got this game on tap first in the four game block, and that is the 6-8 bottom of the American League Washington Olympics, who need this win to stay in the season. I have the hockey one, so go to look what the difference is. Yeah, they're both made by the same company, so very good, actually. Welcome in, Sue and the Washington Olympics are going to be playing the 4-11 bottom of the National League Troy Haymakers, who basically, I think if they lose this game, their season is over, because they still have. this is This is actually like the middle part of the season for Troy. So the season is 32 games long. Troy are 4-11, which means this is the last game of the first half of the season for them. But they are sitting something like 4.5 or 5.5 games back in the National League right now, and this loss would put them at 4-12. I think the leading team in the National League right now is Chicago at 7-4. So they would be just so far back that I don't think it'll be recoverable for Troy if they lose this game. Thank you. Oh, he said don't respond, so I won't respond. Right. Sounds good. Just write down the username, and there we go for a shout out later on. Right. That's what we got going on. Let's go over your starting lineups, shall we? I'm gutted that the Oilers lost to the Flyers the other day, by the way, Sue, because I know, obviously being from Philadelphia and into Philadelphia, I know quite a few Flyers fans, and they're already sending me all the posts that are like, oh, final 5-2, like we beat. I'm like, oh god. Right. Leading off for the Washington Olympics will be second baseman Ed Duffy. He's batting .233, 7 RBIs, 1 home run so far this season. Center fielder Tom Foley bats second. He's batting .207 with 7 RBIs so far this season. Left fielder Ned Cuthbert bats third. He is batting .250 with 3 RBIs so far this season. John Bass will bat fourth. He is the shortstop, batting .343 with 11 RBIs, 1 home run so far this season. Charlie Gold will bat fifth. He is the first baseman, batting .300 with 1 home run, 7 RBIs. And then it is third baseman John Ratcliffe in the sixth spot, batting .276 with 8 RBIs so far this season. Charlie Mills bats seventh, the catcher. He is batting .245, 1 home run, 9 RBI so far this season. Elmer White will bat eighth. He is the right fielder, batting .150 with 1 RBI. And then Al Pratt, the pitcher, will round off the order for Washington. He is batting .178 with 3 RBIs so far this season. We'll come back to the pitching duel on the mound. But first, the lineup for the home Troy Haymakers. Shortstop Jimmy Hollenden will lead things off. He is batting .261 with 3 RBI so far this season. Second baseman Bill Craver bats second. He is .231 on the average with 5 RBI so far this season. Ezra Sutton bats third. He's the third baseman. He's batting .324. 1 home run and 16 RBIs, which I think is third highest in the National League this season. Fred Tracy bats fourth. He's batting. He's the left fielder. He's batting .353 with 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Jim Foran will bat fifth. The first baseman's batting .286, 1 home run, 11 RBIs. The center fielder Patty Quinn bats sixth. He's batting .164 of 1 RBI. He's on a cold streak right now. Frank Norton, right fielder, bats seventh. He's got a .286 average with 2 RBIs. Catcher Bill Lennon will be in the 8th spot. He is batting .250 with 10 RBIs. And then pitcher Harry Wright, also on a cold streak, batting .282 with 4 RBIs, rounds out the Troy order. On the pitching mound, Al Pratt for the Washington Olympics, 6-7 record so far in 14 starts with 1 no decision. 2.82 ERA, 1.36 WHIP. He is 1-0 so far this season versus Troy with a 6 ERA. Harry Wright will take the mound. He is 3-8 in 14 starts with 3 no decisions, a 5.77 ERA, and a 1.97 WHIP. He did not get the decision against Washington earlier in the season. He has a 10.38 ERA against them. It is a morning match. It is a 10:05 first pitch start, 562 in attendance. It is partly cloudy with 72-degree weather. For those of you that use Celsius, that is about 22. And maybe 21, actually. That's about 21. And wind is blowing from right to left at 10 miles an hour. We're ready to get started here. Right. Duffy in the batter's box, right on the mound. We are ready to get underway with this opening pitch between these two. And here we go from the Haymakers ground in Troy, New York. It's a great day for baseball. And there's the first pitch off the plate away. It's 1-0. Right, we're underway, which means it's time for a shout-out. Soothsayer's a really cool football manager streamer. Really chill guy. I love him because he's an Oilers fan as well. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The Soothsayer 11 is our sponsor for today's first inning. Right, let's bring up, here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is lined back through into left center, and that is going to be a base hit. Well cut off by the center fielder, but it is a leadoff double for Ed Duffy. And he is aboard. Fantastic start for Washington. That'll bring up center fielder Tom Foley. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the first pitch. That's outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That's grounded over to third. The throw on to first. That's in time. And Foley is retired. 5-3 is a scoring decision. Duffy gets the third on the play. That'll bring up Ned Cuthbert, the left fielder. Runner on third, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Cuthbert. That is taken low, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. On the outside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 1-1. Oh, the 1-1 grounded over to first, and the pitcher gets over. That is going to be an RBI ground out. I must have double tapped the key. My bad. So RBI 3-1, and Duffy scores. Cuthbert brought him home. And just like that, Washington have jumped out to a 1-0 lead. That brings up shortstop John Bass. Base is empty, 2 down. First pitch is at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 1-1. The 1-1. Inside and high, ball 2. 2-1 now. The 2-1 pitch. Popped up in foul territory. And making the grab is the first baseman, Jim Foran, and the side is retired. 1 run on 1 hit. They leave nobody left on base. We go bottom first here in Troy. Washington have taken the lead. It's 1-0. Due up first for the Troy Haymakers is shortstop Jimmy Holland, and we are going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Bottom second in Troy. 1-0 Washington. Al Pratt on the mound for the Washington Olympics. Jimmy Holland settles into the batter's box, the shortstop. Here's the first pitch to Jimmy Holland. And he's lined that right at the second baseman for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. That is lined right at the second baseman. And Holland's retired. That's going to bring up Bill Craver, third baseman. I'm sorry, second baseman. First pitch to Craver. And he's going to take that low, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's flying out to right, and right fielder there will make the grab. And Craver is retired. That's going to bring up third baseman Ezra Sutton. Probably one of the best batters in the Troy lineup. Hey, Gadava, what's good? Here's the first pitch to Sutton. And that's way high, ball 1. The 1-0. Grounded to the backstop, it'll be 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's low, ball 2. That's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That is popped up. It's going to be into left center base hit. And Ezra Sutton is aboard with a single, a 2-out single here. How's everybody doing? How are you, Gadava? How are you, Sooth? Hope you guys are well. Fred Tracy settles in. The man is third in the National League in RBIs with 15. He's got a runner on first, 2 down. Here's the first pitch. And that is out inside, ball 1. Oh, he's 4th in RBIs now with 15. He's got Sutton on base. He's got some speed, Sutton. Here's the 1-0. That's inside. Ball 2. And that goes to the backstop. That is a wild pitch. And Sutton takes second for free. We got half a day of cricket rained out in Sydney, but that's just a yearly thing nowadays. Yeah. Is this the fourth or the final test, Kadava? I can't remember. I want to say it's the final test, but I'm not 100% sure. Here's the 2-0. That's grounded over to second. And on to first in time, and the side is retired. This is the final test? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. No runs on one hit. They leave one on base. We go top second. Washington have a 1-0 lead. Due up first for the Washington Olympics is first baseman Charlie Gold. Is the series, by the way, Gadava, is the series not 4-0 Australia? I thought it was 4-0. Oh, it's 3-1. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Copy, paste, fail. Right. Raz is an awesome football manager streamer. Here he is playing FM 26. They're good. They just feel that they are going to FM you. Oh. Thanks, Raz. And then he gets scored on as well in that clip. Oh, my God. But, yeah, go give Raz a follow. He's an awesome guy. England won in Melbourne, one of the worst pitches ever seen in Australia. It lasted 2 days. Oh, my God. The first test lasted 2 days as well. What's going on in Australia? Then again, that first test is just England being bad at cricket. That's why I'm shocked they even won a game in the series. Right. Raz De Beer is our sponsor for the second inning here today. Here comes Charlie Gold. Yeah, yeah. Just because of how bad England are. And the pitch. Day 3 in Melbourne was sold out, so that's like, wow. That's crazy. Here's the first pitch to Charlie Gold. And that's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. It's on 1. Here's the 0-1. That is lined into right, and that's going to stay fair. That's a base hit. Charlie Gold is aboard with a single. Lou, what's good, Lou? Good to see you, man. How are you? Here's John Radcliffe, third baseman, 1 on, nobody out. First pitch to Radcliffe. He's bunted that down. Pitcher's going to have it. He's going to go to first. That's going to be a sac bunt. I'm good. Hope you're well. I'm doing good, man. I'm enjoying the last day of a 4-day weekend. And then it's back to work for a month. And then in a month's time, it's vacation finally. It's finally here. Right. I still have a few things I have to clean up. My winter clothing arrives today. I need to buy some more thermal underwear and some socks, and then I'm done that end. And then I need to go to the cell phone carrier place, probably the week after next, and be like, hey, I'm going to be in Italy. I need something that can help me get data coverage there, you know. And then I need to call the bank the week after that and be like, hey, I'm going to be in Italy. I need you to allow me to use my card overseas. You know what I mean? And then once all of that is handled, then I'm good to go. Right. Here's the first pitch to Charlie Mills. Runner on second, one out. And that is inside, ball one. My carrier do add-ons for roaming. Can do it with the app or via the app. I don't know what T-Mobile does, so I'm gonna. But the store, there's a store in town, so I'm just gonna go to the store in town and be like, "Hey, yo," you know what I mean? So here's the 1-0. That is below the knees, 2-0. Oh, I triple tapped, and then he takes another one for a called strike. It's the second time I've done that this game. So 2-1 to count. Here's the pitch to Charlie Mills, below the knees, 3-1. How bad is the exchange rate for euros? Isn't it like 1.08 or something like that? Hey Siri. US dollar to euros. Hey Siri. Euros to USD. 1.17 is the exchange rate currently. So my dollar only gets me 83 cents over there. Pretty even then. Easy to work out. Yeah. Here's the 3-1. And that's popped up into shallow right. Second baseman's going back, and he will make the grab, and that is the second out of the inning. I mean, genuinely, I know this is hard to believe, but genuinely the cost of living in Europe is a lot cheaper than here in the U.S., so that's why the euro's pretty strong and the pound is strong, and, you know, relative to the U.S. dollar, of course. Here's Elmer White settling in the right fielder. Runner on second, 2 down. And he's going to take a called strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-1. Did you see the news about the fan zones, the FIFA World Cup fan zones, Lou? Here's the 0-1. That's taken off the plate away, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's taken for a called strike. It's 1-2. No, I have not. So, you know how they have those outdoor fan zones during the World Cup? They had it in Qatar. They had it in Rio. They had it in South Africa. They had it in, I think, Germany. You know. And they're like they had them in Sochi. So all of those outdoor fan zones are free, right? If you can't attend the game, you can go to the fan zone for free. This year at the World Cup, they're going to charge you to be in the fan zone. So if you want to go to the fan zone, it's $12.50 to get a general admission ticket to be allowed entry into the fan zone. After the 2036 Olympics, after the 2034 Olympics, can we please just not hold any more events in the U.S.? Because I'm very fearful of what the prices are going to be for the 2028 games. I'm not looking forward to that. I feel like the hotels are going to be skyrocketing in cost because it's L.A. as well. I mean, the cost of living is already extremely high in L.A. And then the world's going to be coming in for the Olympic. I'm not looking forward to what those prices are going to be. Here's the 1-2 to Harry Wright. I'm sorry, not Harry Wright. Elmer White. That's grounded over to short. The throw on to first. That's in time, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit. They leave one on base. We go bottom second here in Troy. And Washington has a 1-0 lead. Plus the markup on top. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Right. We are going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom second here in Troy. Washington with a 1-0 lead. If you're still there, Lou, too, I don't know if you saw, but the Union sold their left back to Birmingham City. I mean, I say we sold it. It was a release clause. Birmingham paid the release clause. And 6 minutes into his debut for Birmingham City today, he had an assist. He is the Union's all-time leader in assists, and I think he played for us for like 6 or 7 seasons. And he had a $2.5 million release clause. Birmingham paid it up front, and the club sent him to Birmingham, and it took him 6 minutes to get an assist in Birmingham. I know Llama's happy. Llama messaged me. He's like, "How good is this guy?" I'm like, "Oh, he's good." Oh, he's good. I was like, yeah, but yeah. He was top 3 in the MLS. I'm sorry, he was top 5 in the MLS in 2 of the last 3 seasons in key passes. So, not surprised with their owners that they are looking at the U.S. market. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can show you. Let me bring him up real quick. Just give me 1 second. Right. This is not all appearances, or this is not all appearances. This is just MLS regular season, okay? 7 seasons in Philly, all right? 198 games started, 204 games played, 8 goals, 56 assists, 37 yellows, 5 reds. So that's how good he was. Where's key passes? Key passes in 198 games played. 442 key passes. So he's averaging over 2 key passes a game. And yeah, that is really good return. Very good return. So, yeah, really, really, really good. Attacking. Trying to look at any other real stats. Some of this stuff is like stupid, like left-footed shots, right-footed shot. Who needs to know that? He wins 64% of his aerial duels as well. 223 clearances, so he has a clearance a game. He has a foul and a clearance a game as well, and that's just regular season. That does not count That does not count MLS Cup playoffs, U.S. Open Cup, Leagues Cup, or the CONCACAF Champions League. That's just regular season. So, yeah, pretty solid stuff for a left back. Yeah. Right, here's Jim Foran selling in the first baseman. First pitch to him. That's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate away, 2-0 now to Jim Foran. Here's the 2-0 pitch. He takes that high, 3-0. Foran pops this up right to the third baseman. There's the out. And that's the first batter retired. Baseball fan! It's great to see you, dude. A while I commented. I did see you commented this morning, man. How have you been, man? It's great to hear from you. I literally just mentioned to you last night when I was playing Football Manager too. I was like, I haven't heard Baseball Fan in weeks. I hope he's doing well. I'm doing good, man. How are you? I'm doing really good. I got 2 back-to-back 4-day weekends because of the holidays. I got vacation coming up in a month. I'm doing fantastic, man. I've had a pretty good 2025, and I'm gonna have like 2026 is gonna be incredible. So it's been since early November, I think. Yeah, I think so. How have you been though, man? What's new? Right. Patty Quinn settles in. Nobody on, 1 out. And he lines that right to the second baseman. The throw on to first is in time for the second out of the inning. There's actually a video I should find just for you. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, shoot, girlfriend text. I'll be back. See you. Okay. All right. We're playing okay. Rockford's getting a little better. Here we go. This is it. I got the video queued. For when Baseball Fan gets back. Right, that'll bring up Frank Norton. Nobody on, 2 out. Here's the first pitch to Norton. And he's going to take a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Frank Norton. Check swing, but he didn't go, and it's below the knees, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And he's grounded that right back to the mound. Over to first, in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go top third. It's 1-0 Washington. New inning means it's time for a new sponsor. Lou is an awesome Football Manager streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Lou It Gaming is our sponsor for today's third inning. Lou, I actually forgot where your FM save is in right now. I'm having a blank, man. I know you had the Estudiantes save, and that save is you parked, or it might be over. I don't know, but that was your beta save. But I can't remember where your main save is right now. Are you in? You're in England, aren't you? No. Is out. Thank you. Yeah. Where is your save at right now, Lou? I can't remember where your save is. I'm drawing a blank, dude. Was it wasn't Middlesbrough, was it? Network save is in Scotland. Means Ireland. That's right. You're in Ireland. Right. Give him a follow if you want to see him win the Irish leagues. There you go. Yeah. Also, funny enough, I just walked and came on to stop by. Unfortunately, I've been on Twitch in a while. It's all good. I got something for you, baseball fan. I got something for you. Hold on. You ready? You ready? Let me up. Oh, the audio's a good volume. Here we go. You ready? Welcome back. Who doesn't love old EC Dub, man? I gave Tell a 5.5 for that dive. I don't have it on. But welcome in, Stuart. Welcome in, man. And that's generous. Oh, wow. Are you doing more Moogle Cup practice today, Stuart? I was supposed to be in Romania, but that whole save idea went out the window as we couldn't get promoted with the side I was. I see. I see. Right. That's funny. Thanks. I'll be. All right. Sounds good. We're here all day, baseball fan. All day. We got 4 games on tap today, so. Right. Let's start the third. It's Al Pratt who settles in with the bat. Here's the first pitch to him. And it's catcher's interference. He swung the bat. The catcher had the mitt out. So for those that don't know baseball, I'm about to explain catcher's interference to you. So the catcher puts the mitt out, right? Al Pratt swings the bat, and the catcher's too far forward. So Pratt, when he swings the bat, it hits the catcher's mitt. Umpire calls catcher's interference, and it's a free walk to first base for the interference. So Al Pratt is aboard on catcher's interference. Spurs versus Sunderland. I might do Moogle Cup practice today, but I'm going to be opening up the FF1 randomizer duckling boot camp. Nice. I just wrote that under the second inning for Pratt instead of the third. Let me correct that. Catcher's interference. So Pratt is aboard for free. That'll bring up Ed Duffy. He doubled his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Duffy, and that's inside, ball 1. 6 minutes to stoppage time at White Hart Lane, currently level at 1. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. That's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That is flied in the left, drifting foul to land foul. I don't want to say I'm over the Prem. I mean, I think if we lose to Forest, I'm over the Prem. Here's the 1-2. That's high, ball 2. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Pop, flied out into center. Center fielder doesn't have to move very far, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Pratt cannot move off that. And so that'll bring up Tom Foley, runner on first, 1 out. First pitch to Foley. That is right down Broad Street for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 1-1. The 1-1. That is inside, ball 2. 2-1 to count now. Here's the pitch. He's missed. The bunt was missed. And it's 2-2. I don't know why he attempted the bunt. He wasn't showing it the whole at bat. Here's the 2-2. He's fouled that to the backstop. It remains 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Off the plate away. 3-2. Here's Willock just missed a sitter for Nuka. Oh boy. Here's the 3-2. Grounded over to first. They go to second for the first one. Back to first. In time for the double. No, save it first. Save it first. Save at first. He is safe at first. I'm sorry. Fielder's choice. 4-6. They throw Pratt out at second, but I thought that looked good, but he is safe at first. And it is a fielder's choice, 4-6, as Foley beats the throw. That'll bring up Cuthbert. Cuthbert at an RBI, ground out his first at bat. Runner on first and 2 down. This one's popped up right at first base, and that will finally retire the side. Well, that not finally, but that will actually retire the side. No runs, no hits. They leave one on base. We go bottom third here in Troy, and it is 1-0 Washington. We are going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Bottom third in Troy, New York. Washington holding on to a 1-0 lead right now. It'll be Bill Lennon, the catcher, who settles in here. That's the end of my coffee. Right. First pitch to Bill Lennon. It's taken off the plate away, ball 1. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That is a called strike at the lettering. That looked high to me, but it's a called strike. And it's 1-1. The 1-1. Grounded over to first. Pitcher comes over, he covers, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. 3-1 on the putout. That'll bring up pitcher Harry Wright. Wright settles in, first pitch to him. And he checks swing. Then he asks first base, and the umpire there says he didn't go. It's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. He takes that for a called strike. It's 1-1. Yeah, I'm trying to get him. Baseball fan, I'm trying to see if we can turn it around. We're 7-10, so it's like we've kind of like we started the season 2-6, so we've always been 4 games under 500, but now we're 7-10, and I'm like, I feel like the team's starting to turn a corner, but I mean, Chicago going out to 7-4 does not help us. They had a big win. They had a big win over Philadelphia as well, which really put a dent in Philly's hopes of catching Boston. Here's the 1-1. Not to spoil anything for you if you haven't caught the VODs yet, but that is flied out to right field, and that is going to be the second half of the inning. By the way, baseball fan, I don't know how much you've caught up. I have like loads of VODs to catch up. Like, I'm actually posting. That reminds me, I gotta probably go finish it. I'm posting an action timing in video right meow, actually. Yep. So that's going up. And that is now live. And let me just delete the VOD of that very quickly, gang. What was that? 12/12/2006. Yep, 12/12/20. Okay. Because I need storage space so bad on this PC. I'm down to 400 gigs. So this that VOD is going to free up 30 gigs right there. So, but if I look at my videos, baseball fan, I got the next video is an action timing in video. Then I have 4 out of the park VODs, action timing in again, Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation, and then I will have 7 out of the park VODs to upload. So, I got a lot of out of the park that's going to hit the YouTube soon. So if you've missed anything, it'll be coming up very shortly. Right. If you guys are interested in what we've done so far, that's the YouTube. That has everything. The only thing I don't really put up on there is Rise of Nations and the longest save. Everything else goes up on there. Out of the Park is up on there. Action Timing is up on there. I'm going to start putting Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation up on there. Everything that if we ever go back to the CLG save, which I intend to at some point, that's going to be up there. Yeah. Right. Jimmy Holland will settle in. He lined out to second base his last time up. Nobody on, 2 outs here. Here's the first pitch to Holland. And that's lined right at the second baseman again. And that'll be the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go top 4th. Washington still holding on to that 1-0 lead. 2 up first for the Washington Olympics is shortstop John Bass, who's 0 for 1 so far today. But first, new inning, new sponsor. DM Stewart is an awesome retro game appreciator. He was streaming his Moogle Cup practice for Final Fantasy VI the last few days. Give him a. He also commentates Final Fantasy randomizers and things like that. He posts when he commentates in our Discord in the Look at Me section. Give him a follow if you haven't already. DM Stewart is our sponsor for the 4th inning today. How was your baseball fan? Because it's been a while. How was your Christmas and your New Year's, man? I hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you had a good New Year's. Or if you don't celebrate Christmas and you do Kwanzaa, not Kwanzaa, you do, well, if you do Kwanzaa instead, I hope you had a good Kwanzaa. But if, I was thinking of Hanukkah. If you celebrate Hanukkah, I hope you had a good Hanukkah as well. Shortstop John Bass settles in. He popped up to the first baseman his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to him here. Top fourth. Lined over to third. Diving stop, bad throw. And it's an E5 that Bass is aboard on. And that is third baseman Ezra Sutton getting credited with the error. Which is unlike Sutton. He's one of the best fielders this team has. But wait a minute. That's the second error. Who had another error? Who had an error? Bill Lennon had an error. The catcher. Okay. I don't know where he had the error, but he had an error apparently. Oh, the catcher's interference is labeled as an error. That's what it is. Right, here's the first pitch to Charlie Gold. He's going to settle in. Gold singled his last at bat. This one's grounded over to short. Throw one to second for one. On to first, and this time there's no doubt about it. That is a double play. 6 to 4 to 3. Double play. And both Bass and Gold are retired. That'll bring up John Ratcliffe. He sacrificed bunt his last at bat. First pitch to Ratcliffe is off the plate away. 1-0. Good evening, Owen. How are you, my man? Great to see you, dude. Draws in our last two. Home to the 115, away to Spurs. Our huge results considering we're missing 4 regular starters for AFCON. Yeah, but you guys, I mean, it's been a good season for you guys. Really. I know you guys were sitting like 5th, 6th, but it's one of those things where you can't really get ahead of yourself, right? Like, it's a promotion season. If you guys finish 9th, 10th, 11th, like, that's a pretty good season for coming up. All good, bud. How's the retro stickball going? Good. We had a wild game a few nights ago that finished 18-14. That was absolutely insane. That game had everything. You ever get one of those like football games that's like there's a red card or maybe 2, there's like 7 goals, there's like a late winner, like, and it just has fucking everything. Like, that was the baseball game a few days ago. It had an 11-run come from behind. Well, they were only down by 6, but, you know, they came back in the bottom 7th, the home team, scoring 11 runs, including an inside-the-park grand slam, and which is just insane to say. And then, what do you call it? They almost gave it up in the top 8th because they were up by 5 after that 11-run 7th. And then in the top 8th, they gave up 4. And it was like 15-14 at that point or something like that. It's just like, it was just a crazy game. But we're doing good. This one's a low-scoring affair. Only 3 hits through 3 innings. So we got 4 games on tap today. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, doing well. Did a little bit of FM off stream, did a little bit of FM off stream and on stream yesterday as well. Almost through the preseason there. I think I have like 2 or 3 weeks left. And then season 12. So my intention is Wednesday season 12 will start. And I'm hoping to have season 12 and maybe season 13 complete before I go on vacation. So, how's it with you though, man? How's everything? How's the FM? How's the IRL football? I will be satisfied with 17th on goal difference. I think we can do better, but I'll be satisfied to stay up. Yeah, I think if you guys finish 11th, 10th, that you can look at that and say what an incredible season. Here's the 1-0. And that is lined into right, and it just lands foul. The 1-1 pitch to John Ratcliffe. That's on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Foul to the backstop. It'll remain 1-2. The 1-2. Off the plate away, 2-2. All good, but no, not touch Streamer FM over the holidays. Just been chilling, as it should be. Very nice. How was your Christmas and your New Year's? Here's the 2-2. Check swing, but he didn't go. It's off the plate away. 3-2 now. Full count. Full count pitch. Here it is. Lined right back up the middle, base hit. And John Ratcliffe is aboard with a single. That'll bring up Charlie Mills, the catcher. He flied out to second his last at-bat. First pitch to Charlie Mills. Happy New Year to you as well, by the way, Owen. Don't let me forget to wish you a Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. That's inside 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is flied out into left, right at the left fielder, though. He will make the grab, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit. They leave one on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and Washington have a 1-0 lead. I think Harry Wright was Boston pitcher IRL, but he stinks in the game despite being Hall of Famer. I think he will get better. We do have random development on, though, baseball fans. So, like, some of the Hall of Famers are not going to be, and some of the ones that never made the Hall are going to be. So, as a, you know, and I would prefer... I prefer it that way. So, but yeah, we do have random development on as well. Right. We're going to go to the bottom of the fourth, but first we're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Man, poor FGS. I was just checking on the tab. Like during the break, sometimes I'll check the tabs to make sure anyone that I have tabbed up went offline. I can close the tab. And I went into FGS's stream and Fulham scored, and he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh man, I've been there, bro. I've been there, bro." Right. Got to make sense. So, like you say, many times Babe Ruth could be dud, but we don't know his career. But yeah, exactly. So, right, bottom fourth here in Troy. Washington have a 1-0 lead. Bill Craver due up here. He's going to lead things off. He flat out to right field his first time up. Just 25 pitches for the first 3 innings from Al Pratt. Here's the first one to lead off this fourth, and that is off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Grounded over to third. On to first. That's in plenty of time. And that's the first out of the inning. Yeah, it's a superstar admired by everyone. Yeah, exactly. That's going to bring up Ezra Sutton. He singled his last at bat. Here's the first pitch, and Sutton has singled again. Ezra Sutton gets aboard, and Troy got one on with 1 out here. That brings up Fred Tracy. He grounded out his first at bat. Here's the pitch to Tracy, and that's inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. The throw over to first. Runner's back in time. Here's the 1-0, and that is popped up in foul territory. Third baseman's there. He makes the grab. And now that is 2 away. That'll bring up first baseman Jim Foran. He popped up to third base his last at bat. He did start as a pitcher for Boston. And then they gave him the bat. He was an outfielder, I think, after that. And then they gave him a bat, and he the rest is history. Oh, I was being asked for, not asked, but there was a few OOTP streamers I was in over the weekend, right? And Sean was kicking around ideas for what his next save is going to be. I love Sean, by the way. Definitely go follow him if you haven't already. I was in his stream, and he was like, I don't know what my next save is going to be. And I'm like, I got a good save idea for you. So, the save idea I gave Sean is this. Between 1946 and 1957, I might be off a year or two there, but I'm pretty sure it's between 1946 and 1957, the Yankees make every World Series except the 1954 World Series, right? They win 8 of those World Series. They beat the Brooklyn Dodgers in 5 of them. The objective of the save is to start in 1947 with the Brooklyn Dodgers and try to stop the New York Yankees. I think that was DiMaggio era, yeah. I think you're right. So the save ends at the end of 1958. That's when the save ends, the last year, or whatever it is, 1957. I think it's 1958 is the last year, but still. Like, that is the most dominant era in baseball for one team, hands down. So I thought that'd be a good save idea, you know. And he was like, yeah, actually, that is a pretty good save idea. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, there you go. There you go. So he says he does his historical saves over the summer. So summer of this year, keep a lookout. He might be doing one. That's a cool. Yeah, I thought it. I'm like, ooh, that's actually a really good one. So, right, it's Jim Foran up to bat. Runner on first, 2 down here. Here's the first pitch to Foran. And that is a ball to throw over to second is way in time. They throw him out at second base. And John Ratcliffe is caught stealing. I'm sorry, not Ratcliffe. What am I doing? Wrong inning. Ezra Sutton is caught stealing, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They leave nobody on. Top 5th, it's still a 1-0 game. New inning means new sponsor. How We Roll Owen is an awesome Football Manager streamer. He's a proud Irishman. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He's super lovely to talk to. I absolutely adore Owen. But give him a follow if you haven't already. How We Roll Owen is our sponsor for today's fifth inning. OOTP calls the golden era. The golden era is when the Yankees were winning. Get out of here. I think my favorite era of baseball is probably 1990 through to like
allegiance to no entity.
2010.
I intend to live by my own
Ram
code
Dog!
now.
Welcome in, Ram. How was Arc Raiders, my man? Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you, brother. Was good, buddy. Nice. It's anything is better than watching West Ham play a game of football. I know that. Hope you're well. I know you're probably just as disappointed in them as me, but I sat down yesterday. I woke up yesterday and I was like, oh my God, guys. Today might be the day I actually get to watch West Ham win a game of football. It'll be our fourth win of the season. Let me sit down and watch this. This is going to be great. I'm going to feel good. 2 hours later, I was ready to do a Ralph Wiggum dive through a window. Like, it was miserable. I was ready to just straight to the nearest glass window. Trust. And now there's people are like, oh, Nuno might be fired. I'm like, dude, it don't matter who's in charge. You can't make players who aren't good enough for the Prem good enough for the Prem. No manager is going to do that. And if you look at our lineup, our team is full of players who aren't good enough for the Prem. It's the ownership signing shit. Yeah, I mean, I blame a lot of that on Potter too, but yeah, it's both. I would say, yeah, Potter and the ownership shining absolute abysmal players. So. We'll see. If you're new here, by the way, welcome in. My name's Benny Kage. This is Out of the Park Baseball. We play everything here. Out of the Park, Football Manager, Action Time, and F1 games, like the F1 racing games. Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. We got Rise of Nations coming tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Pangya, which is like an anime-styled golf game. We play it all here. The main game is Football Manager, but we play a little bit of everything, and today is Out of the Park Baseball. Welcome to the 1871 season. The amazing thing about Out of the Park is that you can actually, they have all of the historical players and their data going back to the very first league of professional baseball in the United States in 1871. And you can pick up your save and start a save in any historical season. It's baked into the base game, which is awesome. And we chose the very first year, 1871. Washington come in, 6 wins, 8 losses. They are the bottom team in the American League. And they are playing the Troy Haymakers, who have 4 wins, 11 losses right now. We are going to have a quadruple header today. So 4 games of Out of the Park baseball today. I did not know this was not mod. No, yeah, it's built into the base game, which is awesome. The other thing is about the base game is they have, I think, 5 leagues around the world. So obviously MLB. They have the KBO, the Korean Baseball Organization. I think one of them is NPB, Nippon Professional Baseball in Japan. But if you do a modern era save or you do a current year save, you can pick from MLB, KBO, NPB, and I think 2 others. You can also do the minor leagues if you like the minor leagues. So you can do like AAA, Single A, Double A if you want in North America. But yeah, this is all baked into the base game, which is awesome. So a lot of people do Perfect Team, which is like FIFA Ultimate Team, but for Out of the Park baseball. It's not as pay to win as FIFA. You can actually just grind it out and get to diamond because you get free packs from like watching out of the park sponsored streamers. Like Sean Curtis is sponsored by Out of the Park, so if you watch his stream, you can get free packs just by watching. FKN Kamish LB is live right now, and like he has drops enabled on his. So if you watch him, you can get drops for Out of the Park, and you can do perfect team that way. But I'm not a big perfect. I don't. That game mode has never appealed to me, so I don't play it. I had a dream last night when 2K still had their baseball games in 2026 and Benny was streaming. Oh, 2K7 hands down is my favorite baseball game of all time. What a game. Like 2K7 and Triple Play 99/2000, both of those games, by far and away the best baseball games I've played. In terms of like simulation style. You know, Ken Griffey Jr. like it's obviously a fun game. And then there was another one, like Super Robot Baseball or Super Mega Robots 2020 or something like that. It was like a Japanese-based, like futuristic baseball game. That was a lot of fun. But in terms of arcade, give me 2K7 and Triple Play 2000. It's nice having all minor league systems, the Japan League and Korea. It is. I like it too. Right. We are in the top fifth. It is Elmer White who's settling in. He grounded out his first at bat. Here we go with the first pitch to him, and that's taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. I got your shout out coming into the top of the next inning, Bram Dog. But thank you for the raid, my man. I hope you're doing well. Not gonna lie, I do miss 2K Sports. But, yeah, they were fantastic. Here's the 0-1. And that is lined right into left at the left fielder, and that'll be the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up pitcher Al Pratt. He reached via a catcher's interference his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to him. And he's popped this up into center. Right at the center fielder. He makes the grab, and Pratt is retired without issue. That brings up the top of the order in Ed Duffy. He's 1 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Duffy. That is over the plate for a called strike. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 1-1. Yeah, they're last in the National League, 4-11. This is the last game of their first half of the season. Here's the 1-1. And that's grounded foul. It'll be 1-2. If you guys are wondering why I'm looking down, by the way, I have a scorebook. We're scoring the game. And every game that we cover has gone into the scorebook so far. Here's the 1-2. That's grounded to the backstop. It'll remain 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Grounded over to the second baseman. On to first. That's in time. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We're halfway through here in Troy, New York. And it's 1-0 Washington. We are going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Bottom fifth here in Troy. I almost said Philadelphia. In Troy. Jim Foran due up. He popped up to the third baseman his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to him from Al Pratt. And he's popped this into center. It's going to be a base hit. So Foran is aboard with a single, a leadoff single for Troy, much needed. I think the thing is, by the way, baseball, because you asked me last inning, the last half inning, how Troy's doing. I think if Troy loses this game and they go down to 4-12, I think their season's over. I think they're 5.5 back right now. If Chicago is 7-4, okay, and Troy is 4-11. It means on the win side, Troy's a game and a half back, and on the loss side, Troy is 3.5 games back. So they're 5 games back. So if Troy loses this game, they're going to move 5.5 games behind Chicago with 16 to play. That's pretty insurmountable. I mean, it's not mathematically impossible, but that's going to be extremely difficult to do. Here's center fielder Patty Quinn. He grounded out his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. He's tried to bunt, and that's bunted foul. It'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Check swing. They asked third base. Umpire there says he didn't go. And the pitch is inside. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And that's lined right. I mean, that's good play from the shortstop. It's lined over towards left. Popped up, I should say, even towards left field. And the shortstop drags himself over, makes the play. And that's one away. That'll bring up Frank Norton. He grounded out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Norton. And he's tried to bunt it, but he's pulled the back in time. That's a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Outside, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. Right down Broad Street for a strike. It's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That's lined into the seats, and it'll be 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. That's fouled off. We'll do it again, 2-2. The 2-2. Grounded back up the middle, base hit. Stopping at second is Foran. And Norton's got a single here, so 2 on, 1 out. That brings up catcher Bill Lennon. He grounded out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to him. And he takes that for a called strike at the lettering. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. He's popped this one up right at first base. First baseman's there. He makes the grab, and that's 2 away now in the inning. That's going to bring up pitcher Harry Wright. He flied out to right his first at bat. Here's the first pitch. That's fouled into the seats, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is lined back up the middle, base hit. And Harry Wright is aboard. Norton goes to second. Foran goes to third, and the bases are loaded with 2 away here. That brings up the top of the order, Jimmy Holland, and he's lined out to second twice in this game. First pitch to Holland. That's off the plate away, 1-0. The 1-0. That's taken for a called strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. It's 2-1 now. There's a 2-1 pitch. Lined foul down the first base side. It's 2-2. The 2-2 is shot into center. Right at the center fielder, though, and he makes the grab, and they get out of the inning. No runs on 3 hits, and they left the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 6th, and it's a 1-0 game for Washington. New inning means it's time for a new sponsor. Ramdog has been playing quite a bit of Arc Raiders recently. He's really enjoying the game. Give him a follow if you like it. He also plays a bit of, I've seen him play Battlefield 6 as well, a little bit of Call of Duty. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Ramdog is our sponsor for the 6th inning here today. Tom Foley will settle into the batter's box. First up for Washington, he is 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to him. And that's taken below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Below the knees, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. And that's grounded foul down the first base side. It'll be 2-1 now. Skull. What's good, Skull? Here's the 2-1. Off the plate away, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Grounded over to short. Oh, it's an E6. The shortstop fumbles it. And it's an E6. It's an error on the shortstop. That is shortstop Jimmy Holland making the error. It's the 3rd for Troy. And Foley's aboard with nobody on, with nobody out. Yeah, I saw Fulham scored right at the death. That's going to bring up Ned Cuthbert. He's 0 for 2 so far today. Runner on first, nobody out. First pitch. And that is on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. Throw over to second. Not in time. Thank you for the shout out, man. Just eating. All good. All good. And Foley has stolen second base. Oh, I put down caught stealing. Is that what's happened to the first runner? That's stolen base, not caught stealing. That's stolen base. Here's the 1-0 to Cuthbert. And he's grounded that right back to the mound. The throw over to first, that's in time. And that is one away now. Foley doesn't move because of it. Now, runner on second, still 1 out. How far you got into offseason? I have, I think, 2 or 3 weeks left, Skull. I got up to, I think last night I got up to like January 20th. No. Yeah, I'm into like January 20th. So I think I have like 3 weeks of off season left, and then the League Cup starts. Oh, is January 20th your birthday? Really? I'm only 3 days before you then. Right. John Bass settles in. He is 0 for 2 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Bass. And that is lined back in the middle, base hit. And that is a single for Bass. Stopping at third is Tom Foley. And now Washington have runners on the corners with just one out. That'll bring up Charlie Gold, the first baseman. He's 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Gold. And he's popped this up in the infield, in foul territory. Oh, no! It's an error on the third baseman. It's an E5. And that is Ezra Sutton making a second error of the game. It's a foul ball. He touched it in foul territory, so the ball landing is foul. Even though the ball landed in fair territory, because Sutton touched it in foul territory, the ball is considered foul. And it'll be an 0-1 count. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that is popped up right at the first base. That is caught for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up John Radcliffe. He is 1 for 1. He has a single. Here's the first pitch to Radcliffe. He's lined this through. Base hit, and that's going to be runs. Radcliffe has got himself an RBI single. And going to second is John Bass. Coming home to score is Tom Foley. And Washington have doubled their lead. It's 2-0. I'm working on a project today that needs to be done for next Saturday. As soon as I finish it, I'll put pictures up in the Discord. Any particular channel you'd like those in? You can put them in general. I don't mind in general. General or look at me. One of the two. Either one. It's fine. Big congrats to Hindo, by the way. It's a calligraphy project for my reenactment. Go ahead and put it in either general or look at me. It's totally fine. That's why players will sometimes take a risk and wait to see if a ball will veer into foul territory before grabbing. Yes. So if you touch a ball in foul territory before it lands and you don't make the catch, the ball is considered foul. A ground ball that goes along the line is considered fair, by the way. On the line is fair. A ground ball that rolls into foul territory before it passes first or third base is considered foul. But a ball that lands fair and rolls into foul territory after it crosses third or first base is considered fair. So it depends, does it cross the base, and does it touch foul territory? So if it's prior to the base and it starts fair and rolls foul, it's foul. If it crosses over the base and it starts fair and rolls foul, it's still fair. And if you touch a ball in the air in foul territory and it rolls foul or rolls fair, it's foul because you touched it in foul territory. Or in one famous case, blowing the ball to try and get it to go, but yeah. So if the ball's in the air, it depends on where you touch it. If the ball's on the ground, it depends on whether it crosses the base first or the foul line first. That's essentially it. So, right, Charlie Mills settles in. He's 0 for 2. Runner first and second, nobody out. Here's the first pitch, and that is on the inside part of the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. That's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded over towards second. The throw onto first, and that is in time. to retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave 2 aboard. We go bottom 6th here in Troy, and Washington has a 2-0 lead. We are going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Sorry for the delay. I actually didn't. I realized Skull rated Alfie, and I'm like, oh, I haven't followed. I haven't dropped Alfie a follow yet, so I wanted to make sure I did that very quickly. Right. So it is bottom 6th here in Troy. 2-0 Washington. Bill Craver settles, and he's 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Craver. It's grounded into the gap, and Craver's got himself a base hit. All I will say is there is pizza on in the oven, and I want a slice. I am craving me some pizza. That'll bring up Ezra Sutton. Sutton is 2 for 2 today. Here's the first pitch, and that's taken for a strike. Throw to second is not in time, and Craver has stolen second base. That was a really close play at second. I thought there was a chance he might get him. But the call at second is safe. I did see the new offsides rule coming in, Skull, and I think it's terrible. I think it's such a bad change. Such a bad change. Here's the 0-1. And that is lined into left. That's a base hit. I think it's not going to be a good change. I think the offsides rule is fine the way it is. I think England has to stop looking at margins this big. Offside should work how it works in MLS. That's it. No semi-automated stuff. No, we're drawing all these lines. It's just the linesman makes the call. VAR looks at it. VAR doesn't draw lines, and they say that's a clear and obvious error because he's offsides. That goal should be offside. Or it's a clear and obvious error because it's onside. That goal should stand on offsides. Or this is too close to call, so we're going to stick with the on-field decision. And that should be it. That should be how offsides works. And I think that's miles better. I think that's miles better. Because, like, yes, there might be goals that scored that are offsides because his knee is like this much offsides. But like if your knee is this much offside, like what is the margin of error? You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's kind of why, and I agree with that. But then like, what's exactly half? You know what I mean? Like then you get into that scenario. That's why I like the way MLS looks at it, because MLS does not draw any lines. They just look at it and say, what is the on-field decision? Okay, the on-field decision is that he's onside, right? So let's look at the replay, and does he clearly seem to be offsides on the replay? Like, if a goal is called on, and the replay, they look at the replay, and the replay shows the guy, he was definitely offsides, then they just overturn the goal. And if he was like, well, he could be off, but I don't know, I would need to draw lines. MLS doesn't even go to draw lines. They say, if we need to draw lines to see if he's onside or aren't, we're just sticking with the on-field decision. That's it. Period. End of story. And that's why I like. And if a goal's called offsides, he needs to very clearly be onsides to have the goal stand, or to have the offsides call reversed and have the goal count. And that's what I like about it. Like, it gives you a margin of error where, like, you know, he could be a hair off, he could be a hair on, but none of that will matter. None of that. Like, if he's a hair on or hair off, that's not enough to overturn a decision. Yeah, I think it should be like that, but in England they're too thick to think about that. I agree. Actually, yeah, that's how it should be used, to overturn a clear and obvious error, not to analyze it that deeply. Exactly. Otherwise, may as well just do all offsides decisions through VAR. Yeah, exactly, and it would slow the game down, right? So, that's why I really like that the way they've implemented it in MLS. I'm like, this is exactly the way it should be. You know, if it's clear that the decision was wrong from the linesman, then we overturn it. But if there's if we can't clearly define it looking at a still image, then we're just going to stick with it. I think it's time to stock the clock and do what rugby do. They do that in college. I'm not a big fan of it. But then again, the other thing is, in college, the clock counts down, and once the clock hits 0, the game ends immediately. There's no actual added time and referee discretion. You know how, like, you can get 4 minutes of added time, and you could be on attack, and the referee might be like, well, I'll let you play this attack out, but the moment it ends, it's over. In college, the moment the clock hits 0, the game's over, period. And I don't like. I think that's incredibly stupid. So then when people ask me, well, what about the MLS Super Draft? You know, all that college town, they're all playing a version of the game that nobody else in the world really plays, and it's just not up to snuff with professional play. Like, the rules make it so it's not up to snuff with professional play. They still use golden goal for overtimes in college. And I'm like, that, like, we haven't had that since the 90s, man. Like, you know what I mean? The World Cup hasn't had golden goal since, like, 2002. Here's the first pitch to Fred Tracy. 2-1, nobody out. It's runners on the corners, nobody out. That's a called strike, 0-1. I think it would just stop time wasting. Yeah, I think they should keep the 8-second rule. That they do the thing with the goalkeepers, where they have to release it in 8 seconds. They should come down on that a little more. I think that would be good. Mark Clattenburg said it. You know, if someone's time wasting, like if a goalkeeper's time wasting, corner. You know. If an offensive player if a team leading is delaying taking a throw in, other way. You know what I mean? Like, just. I think that would stop a lot of time wasting. I would like to see that. I would like to see referees take more discretion at punishing time wasting, instead of just blowing a whistle, yellow card, and all that stuff, you know? Yeah, exactly. Here's the 0-1. That's inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-1. But because you know what they did? They set themselves up, like when a goal kicks go, Do you know when the countdown starts on a goal kick? It starts when the goalkeeper puts the ball down. So on a goal kick, the goalkeeper's going to be like this, going over to the football stand, walking over real slow. Then he grabs the football, and maybe he's on his left post. He walks it all the way over to his right post, and then he puts it down, and the 8 seconds countdown starts. And it's like, dude, come on, you just wasted 15 seconds getting the ball there. You know what I mean? Like, here's the 1-1. That's grounded over towards the second baseman. That's going to be on to first in time, but it is an RBI ground out. Craver will score. Sutton gets the second, and it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Here's Jim Foran settling in. Foran is 1 for 2. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. That why I think if the referee stops the clock, do you do what you wish, just wasting your own time? Yeah, but you gotta. The only thing that I'm concerned about is how long that delay is going to add to the actual playing of the game. Like, is that going to potentially make a game of football go from 2 hours to 3? Do you know what I mean? Because then that's a whole different problem that you create. Here's the 0-1. That's a called strike. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 to Jim Foran. That's lined right into. That is in the gap and left. Base hit. Foran's got a single. Going to third is Ezra Sutton, and all of a sudden, runners on the corners, one away. All it's doing is taking away a trend. I think it comes down to time. Yeah, but I don't know. I would still be concerned with the amount of time it takes, because especially when you get into cup games and things that have extra time. Because, like, if you go extra time in pens, that's like a 2-hour, 40-minute game, you know? Because you figure 2 hours for the actual play time. Let's say there's a total of 10 minutes of stoppage between all the halves. So now you're at 2 hour 10, 15 minutes for halftime. Now you're at 2 hour 15, or 2 hour 25. 3 to 5 minutes between extra time and pens. So now you're at 2.5. And then pens take about 10 minutes. Now you're at 2 hour 40. If you're stopping the clock, is that potentially like a 3 hour, 15-minute game? I don't think that's going to sell very well. Here's the first pitch. That's called a ball, 1-0. Throw over to second, not in time. And Jim Foran has stolen second base. Big pickle here for Washington. Troy got 2 in scoring position, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Patty Quinn. That's off the plate, 2-0. The 2-0. Grounded over to short. They can't go home. He goes home. It's not in time. He goes home. It's not in time. And it's going to be a fielder's choice. FC 6-2. But Patty Quinn is aboard. Going to third is Foran. Scoring on the play is Ezra Sutton. And this game is tied. That brings up Frank Norton. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to Norton. That's low for a ball. Throw over to second. They got the runner. Quinn is caught stealing. Two down. Here's the 1-0. That's grounded over to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and that will retire the side. 2 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 1 aboard. We go to the top of the 7th, and this game is tied at 2. New inning means it's time for a new sponsor. Skull Crusher is an awesome FM streamer. He streamed a lot of games recently. Snooker 19, Rocket League, Football Manager, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Call of Duty Warzone, Rainbow Six Siege. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Skull Crusher, the fantastic Irishman that he is our sponsor for the 7th inning here today. Elmer White will settle in. White is 0 for 2 so far today. Here's the first pitch to White. That's grounded foul. It'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And that's lined into left, base hit. Elmer White's got himself a single to lead off the 7th here for Washington. That brings up Al Pratt, and it's a sac bunt, and the runner is safe. I must have double tapped. I'm sorry. The runner is safe on the sac bunt. They can't get the what am I doing? They can't get the runner. And White goes to second. And just like that, it's runners on first and second. Nobody out. That brings up Ed Dovey. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Dovey. And he's bunted this down, sac bunt. Can they get the throw this time? It's a bad throw. And Ed Duffy is on via an E1. It's pitcher Harry Wright, who gets the error. Pratt goes to second. Going to third is Elmer White. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out. Troy just tied this game. And now they have a chance to lose it. That'll bring up Tom Foley. He is 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Foley. Grounded to the backstop, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded to the backstop again, 0-2 now to Foley. The 0-2 pitch. And that's popped up in the infield. Shortstop's over. He's going to make the grab. That's 1 away. That's going to bring up Ned Cuthbert. He's 0 for 3 with an RBI. First pitch to Cuthbert. And that's off the plate away, 1-0. The 1-0. Popped up, flied into right. Drifting foul. That's going to land foul. We're going to do it again. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's a called strike. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Oh, that's fouled to the backstop. It's 1-2. The 1-2. That's lined into right, base hit. Washington's got the lead. Throw over to first. He's going for second. And he's got a second. It's a 2 RBI double. Big hit from Ned Cuthbert. Coming in to score is Elmer White from third. Coming in to score is Al Pratt from second. Going to third is Ed Duffy from first. And Cuthbert's given Washington their 2-run lead back. It's 4-2. That's going to bring up John Bass. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Bass, and that swung on and missed. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Foul to the backstop. That's 0-2. The 0-2. Off the plate away, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Foul to the backstop. We do it again, 1-2 still. The 1-2 pitch. That is shot into right center field, way high, way back there, and that is over the wall. John Bass delivers a 3-run home run, and Washington has absolutely blown this open. It's now 7-2. That'll bring up Charlie Gold, the first baseman. He is 1 for 3 so far today. Right. Here's the first pitch to Gold. And that's a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. I looked down the plate. Must be off the plate away. 1-1. A 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. And it's 2-1 now to Charlie Gold. The 2-1. Grounded to the backstop. It's 2-2. The 2-2. That's lined right at the shortstop. He's got it. And that's the second out. That'll bring up John Radcliffe. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. Nobody on, 2 outs. The pitch to Radcliffe, and he has lined that into the seats. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's high, ball 1. The 1-1 pitch. I don't know where that missed. Looked like inside maybe. It's 2-1. I looked over the plate to me. The 2-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 3-1. Hitters count. Here's the pitch. Grounded over to third. On to first in time, and the side is retired. 5 runs on 4 hits, and they leave nobody on. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is 7-2 Washington. It's time now for a time-honored tradition in baseball. Please enjoy this rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll be back in 2 with the bottom of the 7th. Enjoy. All right, sorry. Welcome back. Hey, Benny. Sorry, I've been crazy busy. Been taking care of my sister and mom, but I've been lurking. I hope they're okay, man. Let me know if they're all right. I appreciate you lurking. Sorry for the extended delay. Let's go. Some runs. Yeah. I think if Troy can't find a way back into this, it's over. It's over for them. What a whole season. Bottom 7th. And Bill Lennon will settle in. So the whole reason for the extended break is when there was one out here in the first. I got a tap on the glass door. There was pizza that was out, fresh hot pizza, and I was like, oh, pizza. So then once those last 2 batters got out, I was like, right, I'm going to go wolf some pizza down. I'm used to the old Harry Carey take me out to the ball game, which you always ended up with, let's get some runs. Yeah, of course. Bill Lennon settles in, catcher 0 for 2. That was like the perfect lunch, by the way. Oh, it was so good too. That's high, ball 1. So it was piping hot pizza. I mean, it was hot. And then we split the pie, the 3 of us. And so, like, usually when we eat for, like, pizza at dinner, like those frozen kinds, we buy 2. And then what we'll do is, you know, the 3 of us will split 2 pies, and then we're all kind of really stuffed. But we're making tacos later, so we didn't want to, like, overeat. So we all just split 1 pie, and I'm like, that's perfect. Because now I'm not hungry, but I'm not, like, overly full. And we're all good for tacos later. Oh, tacos are going to be great. I'll take a photo of it if I remember and put it in the food section Discord. My dad has really gotten very crafty at making tacos. They're usually excellent. Here's the 1-0. And he's popped this up in the infield. Second baseman coming in. He'll make the grab, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. I understand that the style that we make are American tacos. Like, I understand that. But, I mean, fucking hell, who doesn't love them? That'll bring up Harry Wright. He's 1 for 2 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Wright. And he's popped this up. Third baseman coming in. He'll make the grab. And Wright is retired. That's going to bring up Jimmy Holland, and he's 0 for 3. First pitch to him. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he's popped this one up in foul territory. Third baseman's there. He makes the grab. No, he doesn't. He doesn't make the grab. I beg your pardon. He does not make the grab. E5. And that's third baseman Ezra Sutton committing his 3rd error of the game. That is the 2nd time a pop-up has reached him in foul territory, and he's failed to make the catch. There was, like, no animation for a while. That's why I thought he had it. And then all of a sudden the animation came. I didn't see the ball pop out. I'm sorry, that's not Ezra Sutton. I beg your pardon. That is not Ezra Sutton. That is John Radcliffe. It's the first error for Troy. I beg your pardon. I corrected that. Here's the 0-2. That's off the plate away, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Grounded foul. It'll remain 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Off the plate away, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Called strike 3, and he rung him up. Hollandin's retired, and that'll be the end of the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go top 8th, and it's 7-2 Washington. Due up first for the Washington Olympics is catcher Charlie Mills. But first, new inning means new sponsor. Pixelated Suits is an awesome Colombian-American streamer. He plays games like Fallout 76, Rematch, Football Manager, Oblivion Remake, Black Ops 7, Battlefield 6. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He's a fantastic human being as well. Pixelated Suits is our sponsor for the 8th inning here today. Right. It's Harry Wright on the mound. Charlie Mills due up first. He's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch to him. He's grounded that over to second. The throw one to first. That's in time, and Mills is retired. That'll bring up Elmer White. He's 1 for 3. He got things started last inning with a single. Here's the first pitch to Elmer White. He's going to take down the outside part of the plate. That's a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That's flat out into right. Right fielder's there. He's going to make the grab, and that is the second out of the inning. Al Pratt will settle in. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to Pratt. That's a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's off the plate away, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's popped up right center, going way back there. One hopping off the wall. This could be a triple, and it is. Al Pratt save at third. He's got himself a triple. And there's a runner 90 feet away now with 2 outs. That brings up Ed Duffy. Now, it says Duffy is 1 for 3, but I have Duffy as being 1 for 4 today because I have him first inning double, third inning flied out to center, fifth inning 4-3 ground out, and seventh inning an E1. So that would technically make him 0 for 4. Dan David. What's good, Dan? Welcome in, man. Good to see you. Here is the first pitch to Ed Duffy. I almost said Dan David instead of Ed Duffy. That's popped up. Third baseman's coming over. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. Right, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 aboard. We go bottom 8th. It's a 7-2 game. The ads are here in 12 minutes. I'm not going to be able to get through the bottom of the eighth and the bottom of the eighth and the top of the ninth in 12 minutes. So we are going to run a full 3-minute ad break right now. We will be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, welcome back. Bottom eighth here in Troy. Haymakers are trailing 7-2. It's Bill Craver who's due up first. Craver currently sitting at 1 for 3. Here's the first pitch to him from Al Pratt. That is grounded back up to short, and that's an error on the shortstop. E6 is how we're going to start proceedings here in the bottom 6. That is shortstop John Bass that gets credited with the error. It's his first. It's only the second for Washington. And there's the leadoff runner aboard here for Troy. Ezra Sutton settles in 3-for-3 today. Here's the first pitch for Sutton. Throw over to first, and the runner is back safe. Throw over to first. And Craver's back in time. Here's the first pitch. That's grounded over to short. They go to second. They get the lead runner at second. And it'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice, as Ezra Sutton will take up first base instead. Dan said Curling and speed skating, I'm mainly excited about for Winter Olympics. I love it all. I really love it all, in all honesty. Like, the only winter sport I don't really care too much about is figure skating. I just don't really care for figure skating. It's not to the point where, like, I'm bored with equestrian. Like, equestrian, I'm bored to tears watching equestrian. So I can't do it on the summer games. Same with synchronized swimming. Like, I can actually watch and appreciate figure skating. But sorry, I'm still in and out. They keep me. It's all good picks. I just hope they're well, man. I just hope they're doing all right. But figure skating wise, it's not my favorite thing. So I usually will watch everything at the Olympics, but that. But like speed skating is phenomenal. The long and short track speed skating is awesome. Short track's really fun. It's chaotic. It's crazy. It's fun. The actual like long track speed skating, where they do the two that race head to head and stuff like that, like that's really good. I love the biathlon. It's one of my favorite things. Biathlon is hands down one of my favorite things. Here's Fred Tracy, by the way, 0 for 3 so far today. The Moguls is one of my favorite freestyle skiing events. That one's going to be grounded over. That's a great stop. That should be a single. That's going to be credited as a single. That was just hit with so much venom. That stop is mainly what keeps it a single. So Tracy's aboard. Sutton goes to second. And now there's 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom 8. Ski jumping is pretty cool. Same with Nordic combined. Loved cross country. Snowboard cross is wildly fun. Snowboarding itself and the half pipe's really fun. I love the alpine skiing, the racing on the alpine skiing. That's a lot of fun. Ice hockey is oh god, I love ice hockey. And curling as well. Curling's fantastic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. So right, Jim Ford settles in 2 for 3. Here's the first pitch. Off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Check swing. They look at first. He didn't go. And it's 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Popped it up in the infield. Third baseman's coming in for it. He makes the grab. And that is the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Patty Quinn. Quinn is 0 for 3. Here's the first pitch to Quinn. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. I didn't hit it again. That one's going to be fair ball into left field. And Sutton, Tracy, it's a single. Tracy gets the second. Sutton gets the third. And now bases are loaded with 2 outs. I don't know. I have to look at my. I maybe have to look at my. Either I have to look at my 1 key, or out of the park is bugging, because I literally tapped it once to continue, not this continue. Like I tapped it the 1 key when it says press any key to continue after a play. I tapped 1, went down here, and then all of a sudden he's pitching again. I might have to go to the numpad one. Here's the numpad one. Here we go. First pitch. That is like right now. I'm gonna hit 1, and then okay. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate away, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Frank Norton. He's popped it up. Shortstop's coming in right next to the pitcher's mound. He makes the play, and the side is retired. No runs on 2 hits, and they've left the bases loaded. We go top 9th here in Troy, and Washington have got a 7-2 lead. Damn, didn't know stadiums were this advanced in 1870. Yeah, right. Welcome in, Bobby. How you doing, man? Hope you're well. Freezing my ass off, though? Yeah. I can only imagine. It's -1, but feels like mine. Oh, God. Oh, God. Trying to think of what -8 is in Fahrenheit. Let me do this. So -16 from 32 is that's like 19 degrees, I think. No, that's like 18 degrees. That's cold. That is cold. Right. Tom Foley settles in. He's 0 for 4 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Foley. And he's popped this up behind home plate. Third baseman's coming in for it. Catcher can make the play as well, but the third baseman's there. He grabs it, and Foley's retired. And that's one away. I need a smidge of a second. A little tiny smidge of a second here. Cool. There you are. Fuck. Give me a sec. I got a notification on the phone, and I'm like, hold on. I have to handle this fairly quickly, and
Evil soul, quit your groveling. I will send you to hell.
Welcome in. Thank you for the 50 bits, Lady Emerald. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I took care of what I needed to take care of. Sorry. Thank you again. That was way too kind, Lady Emerald. Welcome in. Hope you're well. Let me write down the viewer list as well. Appreciate you. You're welcome. Oh, this is way too nice to me. Thank you so much. Right, one out in your top ninth. I'm back. We're back in the baseball. That's going to bring up Ned Cuthbert. Cuthbert is 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Here's the first pitch to Cuthbert. And he's popped this up right at the third baseman. And he makes the grab, and that is the second out of the inning. It's the last day of the holidays today. Full on back to work tomorrow. Right, here is John Bass. He is 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. He smacked the 3-run home run his last at bat. First pitch to Bass. Off the plate away, 1-0. That home run, his first of the season. Oh, no, I'm sorry, second of the season. Here's the 1-0. And he's lined this into left, and that drifts foul. Here's the 1-1. Check swing. They're going to ask third base umpire. He says he didn't go. It's below his knees. It's 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Called strike at the knees. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Popped it up. Shortstop coming in for it. Makes the grab. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go bottom ninth in Troy. And Washington lead by a score of 7-2. We're going to take our final 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in just a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Bottom ninth in Troy. Bill Lennon due up. And the catcher is currently 0 for 3. Here's the first pitch to him from Al Pratt. And he's lined that back up the middle base hit. And Lennon does his job. He's aboard. That's going to bring up Harry Wright. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's going to bring up Harry Wright. Wright is 1 for 3 so far today, so the pitcher stays in. No pinch hitter. Here's the first pitch to him. And he's popped this up in the infield. Down the first base line. First baseman's there. He makes the grab. And Wright is retired. Jimmy Hallinan is due up next. He's 0 for 4. He struck out looking his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Hallinan. Off the plate away, 1-0. Here's a throw over to first, and the runner's back safely. Here's the 1-0. That's high and off the plate away, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. That's high and in, 3-0 now. Hallinan taking all the way on a pitch straight down Broad Street. It's 3-1. The 3-1 grounded over to second. They get the lead runner at second. They can't come back for the first. It'll be a 4-6 fielder's choice. Hallinan will take up first. It's Bill Lennon thrown out at second, and now there are 2 outs in this game. 1 out away. And Bill Craver settles in. He's 1 for 4. Here's the first pitch. That's taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to third. On to second. They get the man in time. And the ball game is over. Washington successfully come into Troy. And a 3-run blast in a 5-run 7th inning is the difference maker. The final score here from Troy at the Haymakers ground. It's the Washington Olympics 7, the Troy Haymakers 2. It's time to go over the statistics for each team. We'll start with the visiting Washington Olympics. Ed Duffy, they say he had 4 at-bats. I am going to record him at 5. I have 5 at-bats, so I'm going to record him at 5 at-bats. 5 at-bats, 1 hit I have. Yep, 1 hit, scored 2 runs. Tom Foley, 5 at-bats, no hits, 1 run, and he stole a base. Ned Cuthbert, 5 at-bats, 1 hit. It was a double. He had 3 RBIs, and he scored a run. John Bass, 5 at-bats, 2 hits. 1 was a home run. He drove in 3, and he scored 1 run, and he made 1 fielding error. Charlie Gold, 4 at-bats, 1 hit. John Radcliffe, 3 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 RBI, 1 sack bunt, 1 fielding error. Charlie Mills, 4 at-bats, no hits. You know why? You know why, Ed Duffy? Because it was a sack bunt. What was the sack bunt? Oh, they didn't record the 7th inning. I have him reaching via an E1, but it was a sack bunt. So that's technically not an at-bat because it's a sacrifice. So he reaches via an error, but he's not punished because they were already going to sacrifice the out. That's why. So it's an E1 sack. I didn't know how to score that. That's my question answered. Right. So Charlie Mills, 4 at-bats, no hits. Elmer White, 4 at-bats, 1 hit. He scored a run. And Al Pratt, 3 at-bats, 2 hits. 1 of which was a triple, and he reached via a catcher's interference. He also scored 1 run. So total at-bats for the Washington Olympics, 9, 14, 19, 23, 26, 40, 30, 37. Runs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Doubles, 1. Triples, 1. Home run, 1. No base on balls, 2 fielding errors. No strikeouts, 1 stolen base, 2. I'm sorry, I gotta add the sack to Ed Dovey. 2 sacks, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 RBIs. All the runs were batted in. Right, I'll come back for the pitching statistics in a moment. For the hometown Troy Haymakers, Jimmy Holanen, 5 at-bats, no hits, 1 strikeout, 1 fielding error. Bill Craver, 5 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 stolen base. Ezra Sutton, 4 at-bats, 3 hits, 1 run, caught stealing, 2 fielding errors. Fred Tracy, 4 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 RBI. Jim Foran, 4 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 stolen base. Patty Quinn, 4 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 caught stealing. Frank Norton, 4 at-bats, 1 hit. Bill Lennon, 4 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 error. Harry Wright, 4 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 error. Total at-bats for the Troy Haymakers, 5, 10, 18, 22, 26, 38. Runs, 1, 2. Hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No doubles, no triples, no home runs, no base on balls. 1 strikeout, 2 stolen bases, no sacks, 1 RBI, and 5 fielding errors. Right. Pitching statistics. For Al Pratt, he's going to get credited with the win. That improves him to 7-7 on the season. He pitched all 9 innings. I have his pitch count just 95. No walks, 1 strikeout, 11 hits, 2 runs, and both of them earned. Harry Wright will be credited with the loss. He drops to 3-9 on the season. 9 innings pitched. I have his pitch count 111. No walks, no strikeouts. 10 hits, 7 runs. 5 of them were earned. And there you go. That is going to be that. Attendance was 562. Game time, 2 hour, 21 minutes. Right. Al Pratt was considered player of the game for his pitching performance, really. I mean, 95 pitches is fantastic, and 2 hits. He did it all. The late game, the Cleveland Forest Cities get another one over, or they get one over Philadelphia by a score of 2-1, which means Cleveland improves to 7-5. Philly goes to 8-6. It's all starting to fall apart at the seams for Philadelphia. We move to the next day. There's nothing on the 21st, so we go to the 22nd. The next game coming up on stream will be the 7-10 Rockford Forest Cities at the 4-12 Troy Haymakers. Let's go to the standings real quick and take a look at those. The Boston Red Stockings now 9-2. They haven't had to do much. They haven't played much. I think they've only played about 1 game in the last week to 10 days in the game, and they did win that game, but they haven't had to do much. They are 9-2, top of the American League. The Cleveland Forest Cities sit 2.5 games back in third place, or in second place now at 7-5. The Washington Athletics at 8-6 are also 2.5 games back. Washington's win keeps them within 4. They are 7-8, but at the bottom of the American League. In the National League, Chicago 7-4 at the top. They lead the National League by 1.5 games over the 6-6 Fort Wayne Kekiungas. The New York Mutuals are actually in third. They are 2.5 back at 4-6. The Rockford Forest Cities are in fourth, 3 games back at 7-10. The Troy Haymakers, that loss puts them 5.5 games back at 4-12. And I think if we beat Troy in this upcoming, I mean, I think Troy's season's over, but if we beat Troy in this game and they move 6 games back, it's definitely over. And I think Cleveland's playing, or Chicago is playing. So if Chicago wins their game against Washington, then and we beat Troy, Troy's going to be 6.5 games back. I think it's curtains for real. But those are the standings. We're gonna save the game, and this is. Well, I'm not going to load the game. I'm going to save the game, and that is going to be the end of the first game. So if you're on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.